Now, when the Saints announced that Drew Brees was going to play yesterday against Arizona, it did seem a little bit weird to me. Not as weird as it seemed to Trevor Pryce, who thought that he was not going to play again this year, but a little weird to me. A little weird in the sense that the Saints had gone undefeated without Drew Brees, and they had just one more game until their bye. So why not just wait? Why not get the extra week? Why rush back? What if your Hall of Famer is not ready? Come to find out, Drew Brees was ready. He was 373 yards and 3 touchdowns ready. That could not have gone any better for the Saints than it did. You lose your Hall of Fame quarterback in week 2. You wonder about your entire season, but then you run off 5 straight. You bring him back to win a 6th, and now you head into a bye. You know who else was ready yesterday? Joe Flacco. Joe freaking Flacco was ready to bleep some stuff up and take some chances late in the game with a 13-12 lead over Indy. But apparently, the Broncos coaches would not let him, because instead of letting the legend spin it late and pull off the shocker over the Colts, they called for a run on 3rd and 5 late in the game. Philip Lindsay gets stuffed, the Colts get the ball back, and they stab Flacco and Bronco Nation right in the heart with a late game-winning field goal. And if you thought that Joe Flacco was going to roll with that, then you really don't know Joe Flacco, because Joe Flacco was pissed, and Joe Flacco did not try to hide it. Are you going to tell me that guy's not elite? Oh, man, that was elite. That was elite. That was awesome. I mean, that was beautiful. When is the last time you saw a quarterback take a run at his coaches like that? When was the last time you saw a quarterback crack everybody for being afraid and for being cowards? That is the best thing that legend has said since he talked about running onto the field to take out an opponent during the Super Bowl. All right, but let's go back to what he said yesterday, because the fact is he's right. He is exactly right in what he said. Why not take a chance? You're a 2-6 football team. What the hell do you have to lose? Well, besides another game. You don't have to be Joe Flacco to know that playing not to lose is going to get you beat just about every single time. This guy's absolutely right. You're 2-6. Try to close out the game aggressively, and maybe you move to 3-5. Not a huge improvement, but at least you would not have your quarterback ripping into the coaches after the game. Like Flacco, he may have never actually been an elite quarterback, but that was an elite take because of what he said and what he said it. In fact, I'm not sure he's ever been more elite than he was in that moment yesterday. And going back to who I started with, my man, Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub threw for 460 yards as a Falcon against the Seahawks in 2019. That is utterly amazing, because he was playing as a Falcon against the Seahawks during the 2004 season. That's how incredible that is, what he did yesterday. That he went off for 460 yards against the Seahawks yesterday when, as a member of the same Falcon team, he went up against them in 2004. Absolutely incredible. But not as incredible as your iPhone auto-correcting Schaub to Schlub. Now that's amazing. Amazing in and of itself. Try it. Amazing. I'll tell you why it's amazing. It's amazing that it's the first time in history that autocorrect got something right. Try that yourself. Put that in your iPhone right now. You know what that'd be like? That'd be like Siri jumping in and saying, "I see you wrote Matt Schaub. Do you mean Matt Schlub?" I mean, this guy went up against that same team in 2004. That was so long ago that Falcons head coach Jim Mora was sending him out there as the team rested Michael Vick before their playoff game. That was so long ago that he was handing off to Warrick Dunn and throwing to Peerless Price. And yesterday he was back at it again. But Matt Schaub was not the problem. The Falcons' defense, once again, was the problem. You see, that problem is not changing. Not only have the Falcons not lived up to expectations, they are completely imploding. In fact, I'd be hard-pressed to think of a more disappointing team in recent years than the Falcons. 1-7? 1-7 with that talent. A defense that porous with a defensive specialist as head coach. Oh, and by the way, 12 bag? I don't expect you to give it back. And yes, it is very hard to win in the NFL, regardless. But especially when your defense is allowing old man Matt Schaub to come off the bench and light you on fire. How many of you even knew this guy was still alive, much less still playing in the NFL? And yet he's torching the Seahawks. Not exactly Legion of Boom material, is it? I mean, if that guy can do you like that, what's going to happen in the event that you play yourself into the postseason and have to play an actual NFL quarterback? Matt Schaub lit the Seahawks up for 460. Yeah, they won. Do that. Put in your iPhone. Tell me what happens. That's the first time autocorrect ever got something right. And now that we're talking about expectations, why don't we take a moment and talk about the San Francisco 49ers? What were your expectations for the 49ers this year? Before the season, what were you thinking about this team and what they might do? Hell, what were you thinking about them going into yesterday? Because I know what Gerald McCoy and the Panthers were thinking going into yesterday. We want all the smoke. We want all the smoke. Yeah, well, a few hours later, San Francisco 51, Carolina 13, half 100. Is that enough smoke? Be careful what you wish for, because the Panthers damn near died of smoke inhalation. But even after Tevin Coleman had 4 touchdowns, 4, and the Niners offense put up 51 on the Panthers, and Nick Bosa had 3 sacks and an INT, despite all of that, Panthers and Bruce Irvin still was not impressed. Jim Trotter asked Irvin how good the 49ers are, and he responded, quote, "They are okay. They're okay. They're not world beaters," end quote. That is amazing. That is so good. What a strong take. That is like the strongest of strong takes. I mean, a truly amazing response. We just allowed 51, but they're not that great. We lost by 38, but they really didn't show me too much. They're fine. We lost by more than 5 touchdowns, but whatever. I'm just not impressed. Like what? You want to impress me? Drop 100 on me. Then you have my attention. Until then, get out of my face with how great they are, because they're not. Yeah, maybe they're not, Bruce, but damn, your response is amazing. Amazing. It's just wrong. I mean, far be it from me, of all people, to correct Bruce Irvin, but allow me to correct Bruce Irvin. The 49ers are good. The 49ers are damn good. The 49ers are 7-0. They're in first in the NFC West. They've won their last 4 games by a combined score of 111-23. Oh, and in case you forgot, Bruce, they just dropped a 50 burger on your head. You might not have seen that coming, but when it does come, when you get run over and dragged a mile by a dump truck, have the good sense to acknowledge what just happened.